Rookie Major.
Welcome to the Hangout. Two brothers on the same route. Old goons, queens, and kings trying to get paid stout. They know exactly what the game bout. Melanated minds tell them, welcome to the Hangout. Two brothers on the same route. Old goons, queens, and kings trying to get paid stout. They know exactly what the game bout. Melanated minds tell them, welcome to the Hangout. Finally got brothers that can steer through the strife. This might be the dopest podcast you heard in your life. With Jay Dizzle, Ray Anthony live. And that hustle shows us that we can actually thrive. Rise and grind, the time is now. If you trying to shine, then find your style. They got thoughts for days, educated opinions. So if you want a mission, welcome to the Hangout. Two brothers on the same route. Old goons, queens, and kings trying to get paid stout. They know exactly what the game bout. Melanated minds tell them, welcome to the Hangout. Two brothers on the same route. Old goons, queens, and kings trying to get paid stout. They know exactly what the game bout. Melanated minds tell them, welcome to the Hangout. Yeah, man. Welcome to the Hangout Podcast with Miko, aka Jay Dizzle, and Ray Anthony live. And they live. That's for sure. Melanated minds building, thinking, creating. That's what it's all about, baby. One love. We on?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What it do, people? We back. Woo! What it do, people? Welcome. It's the Hangout Podcast. We are back. I'm your host, Ray Anthony Live. Of course, you all see him on video. My man, Jay Dizzle. What's going on, partner?
Yo, man, Grand Rising, Ogoons, Queens, and Kings, man. I've been waiting to say that for a minute, man. I missed you, bro.
Yeah, man, I know, man. We've been out for a minute, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nice little summer break.
Huh?
Nice little summer break.
Oh, yeah. You know, we got no different feel today. We're doing virtual today. You know, couldn't get to the studio. You know, got other things going on in the studio. So we got the virtual situation happening today. So, you know, we still going to bring y'all the good show of the Hangout Podcast. Y'all know what it is, man. What you been up to, bro?
Yo, man, I got onto the golf course the other weekend.
What?
The holiday weekend, my boy actually got me out onto the golf course. Yeah.
What? Where'd y'all play at?
We played at Enterprise.
Okay.
Yeah. We played over there. We played 18 holes. And I'd say out of those 18 holes, I probably hit about 5 good shots, like 5 solid ass shots. Everything else was some straight trash. But, you know, my putting is still good. Like, my putting is good, not as good as it used to be. But I you know, it's just one of the things.
Yeah, you got to get out there more than twice a year, though, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that was my first time this year.
Wow.
That was my first time. You know, I'm not really, the golfer, but my boy he's avid. He's out there all the time. I have to get y'all together. We'll have to get together next time. I'm gonna let you know when we go.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let me know. I'll definitely come on there.
What about you? I know aside from the golf course, because we know you've been there. What else have you done?
Oh, no doubt. Shoot, man, just working, man. Working and working on the golf game, man. I mean, that's about it for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
golf and work.
Watching, yeah, man. And keeping pace with my 49ers, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see it. Y'all see it. There it is right there. You know what I'm saying? So
the hard ones with the hard ones. You know, regardless of how bad my team is doing, you know, I'm burgundy and gold till I fold. It doesn't matter if we're, defeated team with no wins. I'm still gonna rock with them. It is what it is. I'm gonna be true.
Regardless of how bad or good your team doing, you gotta stay with them throughout the vertical very end. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep
exactly.
You never know what happens. You gotta keep rocking with it.
Of course. So, fantasy. What's going on with fantasy football?
Oh my God! Woo! I'm on the bucket list this year, boy. I'm doing terrible.
It's crazy how that shit happens.
I had the feeling that my year wasn't going to be that great though, because I just after that first game, I was just like, I ain't really got a good good vibe for my team. I really don't. I wish I would have just went and I should have went a different direction when I drafted, but I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to stick to my plan.
But see, that's the thing.
I had a
plan.
plan.
Like, you have a plan, you have to execute it, you have to stick it out. Like for me, where I made the mistake is when I picked up a couple of players, I should have stuck with them a little bit longer, but I didn't. I got visions of Zach Moss several years ago when he was with Buffalo and he was under Singletary. I'm like, he's better than Singletary. He should take that spot, and he didn't. And Devon Achane or Devon Achane is better than Mostert. And I'm like, he's going to take that spot. But when Mostert started doing well, I'm like, he might sit there for a minute. And I let him go. So people, stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. Believe in what you do.
Sometimes it's hard. It's kind of hard to gauge stuff, man, because you thinking certain guys going to do better than what they doing, and then when you see them not doing nothing, then it's like you on the struggle bus, man. That's how my team. I've been on the struggle bus this year, bro. Like if your top guys do well, then your second guy's not gonna do it. So
yeah, that is true. Top guys are supposed to do what top guys do, and if that's your dog and he's not dogging, then you gotta let him go. But when that happens, so I did that with DJ Moore. Because I'm like, man,
I did it with DeAndre Swift.
And all of a sudden, he had a comeback game with the Commanders, and I was like,
he blew up.
Dude put up like 50-some points.
He blew up the spot against them, dude. And I did it with DeAndre Swift because I just didn't think they was gonna give him the ball. Like the first game of the season, he barely even played. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yeah. You gotta be patient. That's one thing with fantasy. You have to be patient.
Yeah, but
now next year, I'm in this high stakes survivor pool. I know you don't like to do survivor pools.
Yeah, nah.
But okay, all right. This one, like the previous year when I got into it, the first time the joint got up to 100K. This year it's at 91. Ooh. Yeah. That's why I'm like, you might want to get into that.
I might look into it if it's like that.
Okay, yeah, it's like that. It's like that, bro.
Yeah, wow.
Gotta do it.
Yeah. But other than that, my favorite squad in the world. Say again?
I said I'm doing some remodeling in the house.
Oh, what you remodeling?
The bathroom. So
which one? Upstairs, downstairs?
Upstairs bathroom, which is really our guest bathroom. It was the kids' bathroom, but they're off in college or whatever. So we have guests coming over. So
you doing it by yourself?
Redoing the shower heads, which is easy. Redoing the whole vanity. So I took off the old vanity. So, cut the water off, unplug the faucet, took off the vanity, because you have to also take off the side paneling because it has that silicone gel or whatever on it. So I did all that.
Yeah.
Put a new light fixture in, putting the mirror up. So
okay.
I'm doing my DIY thing.
You doing it by yourself?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah. It's a lot. Our contractor fell through. Like he kind of fell through on us. So I had to jump up because he did a couple of things, but then he didn't come back and finish everything off. He was supposed to do that on Saturday, but he didn't come through. So
okay. I mean, well, this way you can save some money, you know what I'm saying?
That is true.
So you got everything already bought from the store and stuff? You got everything in place? Or you just got
pretty much ordered this marble vanity and this nice faucet online. I think one was from Amazon, one was from this other spot. Okay. And all the other stuff, just Home Depot. Yeah, Home Depot, getting my tools together, getting the silicone gel and, getting all that stuff. So it's a lot. So I'm back and forth to Home Depot all the time.
That's what's up. Yeah, you guys take some pictures and so you can show people what it looked like.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I got the before and afters.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I ain't doing no DIY projects over here.
We're redoing everything. You know what I'm saying? Like in the basement on my District of Champions wall, I got up my it's Doug Williams signed Sports Illustrated cover. I have a helmet, and then I have a DC United 2014 championship team soccer ball that's signed. I got the 2019 Mystics basketball signed by Belladonna. So.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. I need to get an Ovechkin jersey, but them joints are crazy expensive. Them joints are ridiculous. Yeah. But yeah, I want to cap it off with Ovechkin on the end.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Can we HR, can we take a quick break and come back and start to get the show started? Can we do that? Is she listening?
Get into some gossip, into some shit.
Oh my God. This has not been going on out here.
Looking nature. Welcome to the Hangout. Two brothers on the same route. Old goons, queens and kings trying to get paid stout. They know exactly what the game bout. Melanated minds tell them, welcome to the Hangout. Two brothers on the same route. Old goons, queens and kings trying to get paid stout. They know exactly what the game bout. Melanated minds tell them, welcome to the Hangout. Finally got brothers that can steer through the strife. This might be the dopest podcast you heard in your life. With Jay Dizzle, Ray Anthony live. And their hustle shows us that we can actually thrive. Rise and grind, the time is now. If you trying to shine, then find your style. They got thoughts for days, educated opinions. So if you want a mission, welcome to the Hangout. Two brothers on the same route. Old goons, queens and kings trying to get paid stout. They know exactly what the game bout. Melanated minds tell them, welcome to the Hangout. Two brothers on the same route. Old goons, queens and kings trying to get paid stout. They know exactly what the game bout. Melanated minds tell them, welcome to the Hangout. Yeah, man. Welcome to the Hangout Podcast with Miko, aka Jay Dizzle, and Ray Anthony live. And they live. That's for sure. Melanated minds building, thinking, creating. That's what it's all about, baby. One love.
All right, y'all. We're back to Hangout Podcast. Hey, Jay, your camera like a little blurry, dude. I don't know if you know that.
Is it? I had no idea.
Can you see us? Can you see yourself? That's a little bad. It's still a little blurry. I don't know how if anybody watching at home if they notice it, but
I don't know. Let me see. Let me do this again. I'm gonna tell you, man, that break came just in time, man, because the water was flowing through me. So that bathroom break is perfect. Perfect timing.
This is a little different than being in the studio. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. You know.
It is different. It is definitely different.
I think I prefer the studio, but I mean, if I had to do it would be.
I get that energy.
Yeah. It's a different energy feeling in the studio. But I mean, I don't mind it this way. If I had to do it this way, I would be okay with it. But I would prefer being in the studio. So.
No doubt. Me too, for sure.
All right, man. So
what's our first topic?
First topic of the day. Oh my God, why is this still going on? Like, why is this woman continuously keep dragging this brother every chance she gets, bro? Talking about Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, okay. I was like, which woman? Which woman?
Her.
Okay.
It's been all goddamn week. It's been ridiculous. Like for me as a black man, I just want to give Will Smith some advice. I just want to give you some advice, bro. Like, seriously. Like, when you get to a point in your relationship when your woman is saying anything out her mouth, if she feels as though she can say anything at all out her mouth to you and continuously disrespect you, it's time to move on, bro. It's time to move on. You need to pull your ducats together, get you a great fucking lawyer, and leave that bitch alone. For real. Like
he ain't got nothing but ducats. Like, he can do whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. Good. That's fine. He need to execute that plan and let that be over, because she is constantly dragging that dude through mud, through bullshit, through trash, through anything of dirt you can name. She is continuously dragging him at her leisure. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever she sees fit, she does it. And I'm just like, he ain't saying anything. Which I get, because you try to keep personal matters personal. I get it.
Right. And they did a good job, because no one knew they were separated for 7 damn years. That's crazy.
No, exactly. But when you get to a point when there is zero respect, like zero, like none, like nothing, it is time to go. She is clearly clearly painting the picture. The writing is on the wall for you to move on. So why do you not fucking do it? Like, get the hell out, Will. Like, what are you holding on to, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't get it.
You have now been in not one, but two relationships. Two relationships with neither woman wanted you. Two. And you're a black man. You're a black man. We get enough grief every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? You have now been in two relationships when neither one of those women wanted you. That's a hard pill to swallow. I understand that. But dude,
this is my thing. And I wish we were in the studio so True could play Jay-Z's song on to the next one, because that's what this dude should be doing. Like, I don't get it. He has a million women that he has at his disposal whenever he wants. And he gets fixated on the women that don't want him. And like you said, he did it twice. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on with his psyche. I'm not too sure why his self-esteem is so low that he allows himself to get bullied. You know what I'm saying? Because he's basically getting abused mentally by this woman. Like, I don't understand why he allows it. Because if it were me, it'd be like, oh my goodness, yeah, I don't need to deal with this.
No,
like I can go anywhere and be happy.
Hell no, you can't keep kicking a black man down like that, man. You're not, because all we gonna do is counter that with violence or some kind of mental act out or physical act out.
I don't want to put that out there.
That's in our DNA. That's in our DNA.
I don't know if I necessarily want to put that line of thinking out there. If we as black men get, pushed so far we have to turn to violence, that's not true. I don't want to put that out there.
Just imagine your woman coming on social media every single day for like 30 straight days with something negative about you. At what point do you step up and shut that shit down? Or do you just let her say what she gonna say?
Oh no, that gets cut from the first time it's told. It's like, look, we're not gonna do that. There's certain things that we're not gonna do in this relationship, and that's one of them. We're not gonna dog anyone outside of this house. Like, if we have a conversation and we're going back and forth and we say some outlandish things to one another, we'll deal with it here. But once you take it outside, get everybody else involved, I'm gone. I'm done.
Exactly. And the things, and she's been saying in these interviews, as far as I thought the issue between him and Chris Rock at the Oscars, she thought it was a skit. She thought it was fake. Are you serious? So that whole situation where he gets up, walks to Chris Rock on stage, live TV, smacks him, sits down in a chair, yells, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," twice. You thought that was fake.
So the weird part about it, and I don't know, honestly, with all this bullshit going between them, I'm not that involved, but I've heard some things out there. I don't know what's true, what's not true, but I heard that whole scene was from some movie where this guy basically does the same thing, comes up on stage, the slap is the same. I don't know if that's true. He might have taken that out of that movie, but it looked kind of scripted. Chris Rock is cheesing in front of him, and he puts his face out to him. The whole thing was weird. Like, the whole world is a stage, and it's weirdness. I just don't understand it.
It definitely was weird. It definitely seemed like it was scripted, but the actual slap in itself told me that shit was real.
And this is the thing.
I ain't never seen Will Smith that angry on TV before. Not even in a movie.
Never. No, he was a happy non-person. We've never seen that side of Will, even though he's from Philly,
Man,
Philly is ruthless.
I mean, yeah, they are.
You know what I'm saying? Philly is.
When was the last time you lived in Philly? Like what? 30 years ago? 35 years ago? They ain't been in Philly.
But it's in you. It's in you. If you're from Brooklyn, if you're from New York, you're from New York, and you always will be. If you're from the DMV, the DC area, especially born and raised in DC, that DC don't come out of you.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, he doesn't have a history of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith ain't
that we know of, that we really know of. I mean, I don't think he's out there doing anything crazy.
Yeah, he not a gangster thug type dude, you know. So you see something like that from him, and you like kind of surprised because like, whoa, where is this coming from? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, understanding that it's coming from her, she's doing it to him. You know what I'm saying? She's saying all these negative things constantly, and now she keeps throwing Tupac. This man is dead and gone. And she keeps throwing him in the middle of their relationship. I'm like, God damn, like, what more do you want? What more do you want? What more are you trying to get out of Will Smith? Like, really?
So this is the thing. She's been talking about Tupac since day one. Like, she's never let Tupac get out of her mouth. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
So these are things that we've all seen. Like, we were all kind of taken aback when we heard her say that Tupac was her one true love. And then more recently, I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, her daughter was like, Mommy, I wish Tupac was here because you really love him. And that's who you need to be with. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was writing letters to her mom. It's crazy. Like, the amount of weirdness that was going on within their household. Like, I honestly thought they had an open relationship. Because I'm pretty sure Will has been out there.
It was open on her side, not on his. I'll say that because that whole August Alsina thing or whatever, that entanglement situation, it was open on because he said that they were separated for 7 years, right?
So she that was fair game. In my eyes, that's fair game.
That was fair game, exactly. So on her end, it was open. On his end, it was not. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think he's ever done this thing? Just as a dude, you don't think he's ever done this thing? You don't think he's ever stepped out or, pushed the boundaries during one of those movies?
I'm not going to sit here and say no that he hasn't because I don't have any proof that he did. If he did,
right,
quiet. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, to me, this is to me, my opinion. This is to me. It just doesn't seem like Will Smith is that guy. You know what I'm saying? That would do that. It just doesn't seem like that, especially when he's been through the hurts, the trauma, the disappointment of his first wife not wanting him. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna do things differently this time because I want to make this one work. Because the first one pretty much left. You know what I'm saying? Left me hanging, left me high and dry or whatever. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure this one works. I know she's kind of a high profile woman. She's in the entertainment business. We do a lot of the same things, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to give it that extra attention that it needs. And then what happened after that? The same fucking thing happened. She still didn't want your black ass. So like, what more do you want, bro? Like seriously. That's what it is.
It's a tough pill to swallow. And see, this is the thing, like, and this is what I've said in a lot of different circumstances, and I'll just give you some analogies. So when the whole issue with I think it was Sarah Palin and Bush and all that was going through, and Obama, and they were trying to figure out what was going on. I'm like, what we know is crazy. What's going on behind the scenes is even crazier.
Yeah.
And I'll, fast forward to Trump and his whole administration and all the things that happened there. And I'm like, what we know is crazy, but what went on behind the scenes is even crazier. Yeah. So now with Will Smith and Jada, what we know is crazy, but what we don't know that's going on behind the scenes that may come out later is even crazier. So this story is just going to keep on developing because there's so much more. There's got to be more on his side to this. Because I would hate to think that he's that much of a gump that he is letting this woman or any woman that he's been with control him that much. Now, I know he's in love, and I know love can do some crazy things to you.
Yeah.
But that is insane.
Like kill somebody. Dude, like
I hope that's not the case.
And I think he just needs to walk away. Like get you you got all the money, get you the best lawyer that your money can offer. And just leave it alone, bro. Just go on and do it. Because if y'all been separated for 7 years, y'all not living together. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all still living in the same house, but you on one side and she on the other side. That ain't fucking
It's a
simple.
big ass house, so they could probably live together very well without ever seeing
We're
one
not
another
doing
in
that.
that
We're
house.
not doing that. I don't want to see you. We're not doing that. I don't want to know that you're at home or not at home when I'm home. No.
Getting banged out by August.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Move out, Will. Go somewhere else. LA is a big place. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure you can afford somewhere
But
else.
quite honestly, they could have been doing that. He could have been in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Because they got spots all over. So he could have been in Miami. You know?
It ain't enough for him to keep dealing with this every single day. Like she been doing, like, I mean, they've been playing clips of her interview all week long when she been disrespecting this guy. Like what more can he take? Like, seriously.
Yeah, that's like the what is it? Red tabletop, whatever it is.
They don't even do that show. I don't think she does that show no more.
Which is good, because she shouldn't, because there was too much of their business getting out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be that transparent. Not for them, at least. You know, if you're going through those type of issues, you don't do that. Be transparent with anything else, but not your relationship. Not something so deep and personal.
Yeah, I mean, actually, when the whole slap thing occurred, I was really like, you know, I'm like, I don't really fuck with Will Smith no more. But now I really feel sorry for the dude. I do, for real. I kind of feel sorry for him, because somewhere along the line in your relationship, you lost control as the man. Now, again, you got a very controlling woman you with. Were you ever the man in the relationship? I don't
there
think
you
so.
go.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
There you go. That's what I was saying. He's never had it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have any kind of control as a man in a relationship? I highly doubt it. You know what I'm saying? Because she's really punking you right now. You know what I'm saying? She's treating you exactly how you have been in a relationship, which is, I'm in control. I'm the man here. You ain't the man in this relationship. Even though you're a man, you're not the man in this relationship. And that's how she's treating him. You know what I'm saying? So whatever respect and dignity that he has for himself, he needs to execute a plan and get out. That's the only thing that's left for him to do. Why are you staying here? It's no reason to do that. Not
so many signs, like,
not for her to keep running her mouth like this and just saying anything she wants constantly on a daily basis. It's no point in doing that. Why?
you see, this is the thing. So I wish, and I should have given True some information, because there's this picture of Will and Jada, and Jada kind of sitting there with her legs open, and Will is sitting there.
I saw that. Yeah.
Kind of leaning in, and his legs are crossed. Now, body language is very telling, and you can tell who is in control of the relationship by the way people stand. If you're leaning into someone, the person that's being leaned into has control.
Yeah.
And Jada was, sitting back, legs crossed, legs open. Will is leaning into her, legs crossed.
Yeah.
She has control. She has control of that relationship. And I think that's why she doesn't have any respect for him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't command that respect for her to give to him.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I know the picture you're talking about, sitting there with her legs wide open and shit, like, come on in, and inviting people in or whatever, how the fuck it is. Yeah, but I got you. But it makes sense. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's exactly what it is. But I just I'm just saying, I hope he has some really good people in his corner that can really sit him down and talk to him and give him some good advice on how to move forward. Because I don't think that's happening at all.
No.
Because he ain't saying or doing anything. And it's been way too damn long to think that after that issue that happened at the Oscars, they haven't at least tried to work things out as a couple and then, and move forward. That clearly that has not happened at all.
It has, no, definitely not.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if she has the freedom to be able to do an interview and bad mouthing this guy like this and showing and giving all her love and affection to a nigga that's been dead for 30 years. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? No, we're not doing that. No, man. That's disrespectful.
That's wild. That's mad crazy.
That nigga dead. All right, he ain't coming back. It's over.
I don't think he has anyone in his corner, because I know that
where's all his Hollywood friends at? You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Where are all these Hollywood guys he done did all these movies and stuff with, and all these buddies, but where all these dudes at all of a sudden? Nobody saying nothing.
So the operative word is Hollywood friends. Those aren't your real friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I know, and I think at his core, he's probably a good guy. He's a good person. Tyler Perry, I know, talked to him. I know he got counsel from, a few other people, but these are people that are on the periphery. These aren't dudes that you want to have a beer with or have a drink with or go out and play golf with. These are guys that you work with. These are co-workers, basically, coming to him and trying to console him. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have that same level of care or that same level of concern. What they're concerned with is his career. They're like, oh, don't do this, think about, how this is going to affect you. Yeah. That's the level they're coming in at. They're not coming in at a level of, we care about you as a person and we see you're hurting to your core. So we want to give you good counsel so we can build you. No, it wasn't like that.
That's the bad part, dude, because you've been in Hollywood working, doing movies, TV shows, etc., all this many years, and you don't have anyone in your corner that can actually sit you down and have a real conversation with you. That's bad, man. It really is.
It's sad. It's sad. Yeah, I don't know if his father, is his father still around?
I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know, like an uncle, you know what I'm saying? A cousin, a close cousin, somebody to, kind of pull you, like, dude, we need to go.
When you as a black person, when you making all this money, you gotta cut a lot of the family shit off, man. You know that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's I don't know, man. Like I said, I feel sorry for him, and I hope he's able to rectify the situation as best he can and move on from it. You know what I'm saying? And stay out of the relationship shit, bro. Just don't even go down that road no more. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't like you're an old dude. You ain't like you're an old dude. Right. You can still get plenty of women. You know what I'm saying? Just even if he is.
Even if he's 53, 54 now, he's like 53, 54. Which is
like a year. I think he's like a year or two older than me. I have to look it up. He's like early 50s. Yeah.
Okay. So with that said, you still have a good probably 15 to 20 years of being that sex symbol-ish, you know what I'm saying?
15 years. 15 years.
Denzel Washington.
15 years top. Yeah. 15 years top.
Yeah, 15 years top. Like Denzel. Denzel still gets that respect, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no doubt.
He old as fuck. Like, I don't know if you saw Equalizer 3, but he look old as shit. I'm like, if this old, like, look.
I haven't seen it yet, bro. Wow.
They had him. Okay, so I'm not gonna say anything. They made it relatively realistic, kinda, sort of, but
they kind of make him look older though. Did they make him look older in the movie, or did he actually look old?
He is who he is. Like they aren't gonna CGI his face like they did to what's his name in that Irishman. I think they did CGI on Robert De Niro in Irishman. You know what I'm saying, to make him look younger. No, I mean, he looks the way he looks. He looks like he's a man in his, early 60s, maybe mid 60s-ish. So he has time to be able to go out and formulate a strong, loving relationship. You know what I'm saying? And he needs to do that for his ego. Because right now, my man is feeling real low.
Oh, he's feeling low. He's feeling lower than a pancake right now. But again, would you at this point, after giving your heart, soul, affection to two women, and neither one of them wanted you, would you even want to go down that road again? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot. It's a lot mentally.
He's picked some bad choices. Again, like everything has two sides. Like, we don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what deficiencies he has in his life or his relationships that leads these women to kind of, and I think a little bit of it, like, I don't know if you read his book.
No, I haven't read his book. No.
Okay, so I listened to his book, and he did some silly kind of childish things to.
But that's Will Smith. That's him.
Yeah, it is. But but when you're in a relationship, there's a certain level of maturity. Because I know I'm silly as hell. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like I'm a big goofball, I'm a big kid.
Yeah,
but
no.
there are other times when I'm the exact opposite of that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how his balance was, and sometimes some of the things that he did to her were at a level that, you know, seemed disrespectful to Jada. You know what I'm saying? So I think these are the things that kind of led her to be a little spiteful towards him and kind of turn and just not respect him as much. You know what I'm saying?
And my thing is, you get into a relationship with a woman. As a man, you gotta let her know you are the man. There ain't gonna be no debate about whose role, who does what, what's your role, what's my role.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the motherfucking man. You know what I'm saying? That's me all day. This is not. This is what you won't do. Period.
For sure.
You won't do. It ain't no debate. Ain't no conversation. This is what you won't do. Period. You ain't gonna disrespect me. Not like this. And at some point, or maybe from the very beginning, you know what I'm saying? It was never defined. His role was never defined as what he should be. She just did an interview talking about the first time they met and how they got together. You know what I'm saying? I remember that being discussed years ago. You know what I'm saying? He just bought her a whole bunch of shit, all a bunch of expensive stuff. That's how, you know, how he got her attention. You know, okay, fine, but your role still got to be defined, bro. You still have to let her know that, hey, you are the man, and this is what I expect from you as my woman. Period. And that was never defined, discussed, agreed upon, so forth and so on. It wasn't, because if it was, 30 years later, this stuff would not be going on. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't.
So to your point, he defined how the relationship was going to go. I am going to buy your affection. I am going to do what I can to prove my love to you. And she had to do nothing to prove her love to him.
There you go. What did she do? Give him kids? They was married. They was having sex. Of course you're going to have kids. You're going to get pregnant. What else did she do?
Not much else. Not much else.
There you go.
Not much else. Oh, see that run? Yeah.
Yeah. Henry, y'all saw that shit. Yeah. All right, man, moving on. Enough of that shit.
Will Smith, man, we're praying for you. We're praying for you.
I'm gonna pray for you, for real. I'm on your side with this. For real. I ain't even going.
You know what? I'm kind of glad, because I remember when this first happened, I was trying to defend Will, and you weren't giving him any grace.
I wasn't, because what he did was totally wrong, dude. There are times and places for that. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, as Black people, we are always going to be looked at as Black people first before anything. Our actions, things that we do and or say, will always come to the forefront from other races as far as how we carry ourselves. You know what I'm saying? There was a time and place to do that. After backstage, because Chris Rock even said backstage he apologized to Jada for what he said that night. You know what I'm saying? So why couldn't Will do the same thing? Why couldn't Will go into a separate room with him and say, hey, man, look, I know you're a comedian, you're doing your thing, whatever. I just didn't like the comment. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk it out. Let's hash it out. Let's dap it up, and let's go on.
So, you know, I mean, how long has Dick?
For what Will did in that instance, in that moment, it was totally 100% wrong, bro. You got all these white people watching us, man. Oh, here they are. Here they are. We put them in. We put these dudes in the movies. It's time to take them back to the slave days. Let's put some change on these motherfuckers. Let's break the whips out. Yeah, nah, bro. No.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. We got to fucking stop that narrative. Like, I don't.
That's exactly right. They don't think
that's such a cop out. That just allows racist people to be able to put us all in one big bowl of we aren't shit. And so, again, one Black person can do something and it defines everyone. A white person can do something and they're the lone wolf. They're this renegade, this one person. So that's just the racism that we deal with within this country, because it allows white people to say, okay, well, you did this, so now it defines and defends all of the things that I've heard my whole life. So if they meet someone like you or I and they're like, oh, you're not like the rest of them. That's the way they take it, because that defines and defends their racism. Not to say they meet someone like you or I, they're like, oh wow, no, they're not all like this.
Yeah.
They're probably more like this. That's the thing. So we have to stop that. So Will Smith is one individual who did something in front of a whole bunch of people, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, and everything else in between, Indian, Native American. So this is just one person having an issue at a time where we didn't know he's been separated. He's been with this woman in this marriage and putting on this facade for the world to see. And then someone kind of chumps him. He sees his wife's face and he's like, I got to react. I got to let this woman know that I love her, that I want us to work this out. So, I'm not going to put that much on Will. I'm not going to dog him like, yo, man, you gotta go out there and you got to represent us the best you can because everyone else is going to think we're this and that. Man, fuck that. That's bullshit. That man had a moment. He had some issues. He is human. He can make mistakes, which he did. And that's where it should be left.
I think the one instance where I disagree with you on that is the fact that his first reaction after that joke was told was he laughed. Right? So to me, that changes everything.
No, it doesn't. Because when he saw his wife's face and she had her nose, her face twisted up, and he was like, oh shit, I'm gonna hear about this, and you don't defend me, and you're never on my side, and if I really want to make this relationship work, I have to prove myself. So no. Everybody's initial reaction was funny because it was. And this is the thing about it, like no one, even if they said, yeah, she does look like G.I. Jane, everyone thought Demi Moore was a bad motherfucker in that movie. They were like, she's sexy as hell. True. So it's stupid. It was just dumb. And he made a mistake. And he let his wife move his emotions.
You're right. But see, again, to me, his first initial reaction was he laughed. Then he looked at her, right? Then he reacted, right? Okay. So they're already in the middle of this separation. The entanglement's already happened. You know what I'm saying? That's already happened. That's already been
the world doesn't know.
Out,
the world
that's
doesn't
already
know.
Been put out to the world, right? The world already knows his wife been with somebody else in his face at that, right? So again, I say at that point, in that moment, his reaction to walk up there and hit, I ain't gonna say hit, assault Chris Rock, he was wrong. On all counts, A through Z, my opinion, he was wrong.
He was wrong. I can't defend him. He was wrong. But again, he's human. He had a moment. Doesn't define everyone. It is what it is.
Exactly. He was wrong. But now, fast forward to now, that part right there is long gone. It's over with. The whole assault, whatever, that's long gone. Now, yeah, I do feel sorry for him because his woman has zero respect for him across the board, A through Z.
Yeah.
She has zero respect for him. And not only that, he is actually going out and pretty much telling people that I ain't got no respect for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's doing right now. She's telling people, I ain't got no respect for you. Who are you? You ain't nothing. I don't even love you like that. I'm just with you.
Whew. True. Well, again,
that right there from these interviews that she's been dealing with all week long, that is what he's going through right now. Again.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, bro. That's
right. Prayers going out to that brother. May he get his life in order. May he get his house in order because he needs it.
I don't think his house is in order at all. No, not at all.
Then he needs to sell it. He needs to sell it. Then.
I got a question for you. This came up. This came up last week. I got a question for you. Okay. I saw this. I heard this on the radio one day. I got a question for you. So we both got sons. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Your son comes home one day and says, "Dad, I want to try out for the cheerleading team at your house." What would your reaction be?
I'd be like, why? Well, but why would you want to do that? I it's unfortunate that I would have a more visceral reaction to my son saying that as opposed to my daughter saying she wants to do something manly. it's unfortunate. We live in that type of world.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would handle that. And this is funny because no name said, but there was this guy that was on my son's soccer team.
Mm.
And he was like, wow, he is always around the girls. He's always, he just talks to them. He's so easygoing. And then in one of the football games, he went down and he was cheering with the girls, knew all the moves, was killing it. Boom, 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 boom. He was like, dang, how is he doing this? He's gay. He turned out to be gay. And he was just comfortable talking to the girls because he felt like he was one of them. I mean, I can't say that I'm speculating now, but he was very comfortable in that position and doing all those things. And my son is looking at him with envy, like, God, I wish I was that easygoing with the girls, and I wish I could just talk to them like that. So and I don't know how that father took that. I don't know how the mother took that. It would be hard for me, and that's sad to say because I am a supporter of the LGBTQ community.
Oh no, no. Yeah.
But if it were my son, there would be an initial reaction of kind of like, because, and this is the only reason why. Now, I would get over it because I love my son and whoever he's with, I'd want them to be good to him and I want him to be good to that person, that man. You have these ideas of what you want for your kids. And you have visions of these things. And all of a sudden, in an instant, all of that gets wiped away. All of it's gone. So not only do you lose what you thought you were going to have, but you kind of lose the person that you thought you had too, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I initially I'd go through all the stages. I wouldn't go through the angry stage, but I would be I would go through confusion. I'd go through denial probably, confusion, and then acceptance. Denial, confusion, some other weird in between thing, and then acceptance.
Yeah. I think I'm right along that lines. I would go through the whole denial, confusion, probably anger. And then you'll have to eventually get to that acceptance where, not saying how long that would be for me personally, but it would be a very tough pill to swallow. You know what I'm saying?
Initially, it would be.
Yeah,
I would never be angry at my son. I would never be angry at the situation. For me, it would be more kind of a hurt.
Yeah.
I don't want to say disappointment, but it would be a letdown. It would be like, God, I thought that this was going to happen, and I thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, for either one of my kids, I want them to be happy, and whatever makes them happy, whatever makes them whole, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Good answer. Yeah. I never got a response from the actual father who dealt with that.
I would love to talk to the father of this kid, just to see like how he dealt with that. Yeah, that's tough. What's our next topic? Because I know we got a couple.
Let's get into the Russell Simmons broke issue. It was a topic that you brought up recently. So the last thing I saw as far as Russell Simmons was concerned was he was having serious issues with his daughters about he doesn't really spend time with them. He doesn't really talk to them that much.
Never.
I know one of his daughters went on social media and she gave this really, really angry, just lash out about him and how he is and how he never talks to them, how they can never come to him, the whole thing. So fill me in on the whole broke thing. Now, how did that happen? What's going on with that?
So there's a couple of things here. What I found out is that when he was having some issues, like I think there was this thing within Hollywood where they were really trying to kind of clear out Hollywood and dig up some scabs, like with what's the dude's name? The producer, he was put on all these different charges, Weinstein.
Okay, yeah.
So, all those things came out, all those allegations came out. Well, these same allegations were coming out about Russell. So really? Russell tried to make it seem like he was being all zen and yoga bound. He moved over to Indonesia.
He actually moved there?
He lives there now.
Oh, wow.
He moved over to Indonesia because he said he was, trying to get into a spirituality. He wanted to dig deeper into yogaism. But when you kind of peel back some of the layers, Indonesia doesn't have any partnership with the United States. So if there's any extradition that would be taken, if charges came up and he were found guilty, he wouldn't have to come back because USA and Indonesia don't deal with one another in that way. So Kimura, his wife, was saying that, he's never really had a relationship with his daughters. When he posts things with his daughters and he posts pictures of them with him, those were moments in time. They weren't a period of time. Like you and I have relationships with our kids. So we have a period of time with them where we say we went here, we went there, we took trips, whatever. He really didn't do that. And he tried to make it seem like he had a relationship with his daughters. That's why his daughter went out on that diatribe in that long message and said, kind of called her father out because they don't have a close relationship.
Yeah.
His other daughter pretty much confirmed that and said the same thing. Yeah. Now, when it comes to the money, there was this stock that they both, he and Kimura had invested in. And I think a lot of it, more money was his in that investment, but that investment went bad.
Yeah.
And so I think Kimura had pulled out some of that money for one of her husbands. Like she got remarried a couple times. So she was with the African dude for a little bit. I think they had a child. And then she went, and then she went to this white dude who had issues. And so she, took some of her money and she started helping him out. And I think it was some of that stock that she put, but it was her half, not his. She took her money out, I think, a little bit sooner. So Russell, because of this, he couldn't pull this money. He was pissed. And now Kimura, which I didn't know, was kind of funding this dude for like 10 to 15 years. Like she was the one fronting him because she had a career. She had her, whatever, his baby fat, line or whatever. So she was supporting him.
He had ownership in baby fat because he put the money in to help her start that.
Right.
And so what about his stake in Def Jam? He don't have no stake in Def Jam no more?
No, not anymore.
He sold all his stake in Def Jam.
I get his financial issues. He's in trouble. Yeah, but he does not have the money that you think he should have.
But do you see how a lot of these artists, what they're doing now, they're selling a lot of their catalog. That goes back to the record company. You know what I'm saying? Because once the record company okays it, they get a percentage of that.
Right. Yeah.
Because they own the masters. So if I'm owning the masters and you want to sell your catalog, I'm going to make an agreement with you as an artist saying, hey, if you're getting 250, 300 mil, I get a percentage of what you're getting for your catalog. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's done. So if you ain't got no stake in something that you created, you started Def Jam. You built Def Jam. Why would you do that? That's dumb.
I don't know.
All these record labels that came out of Def Jam.
I know.
Dude,
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy, but true. It's unfortunate. He looks unhinged. Like if you see some of the videos of him going off on Kimura, going off on his daughters, man, dude is not in a good way. And you know what? Karma's a bitch. Yeah. And it's coming back to bite him.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing this to himself, though. He's absolutely
he is.
Yeah.
This is all self-inflicted. So I don't feel sorry for him. Wow. It is what it is. But yeah, that's the skinny on that.
At the end of the day, there is no excuse for not being a good father to your kids. There's no excuse for that.
No, not at all. And he was not present.
If you're not doing it, you're full of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's you're not contacting them, calling them, whatever. It's the parent's job to contact the child, not the other way around.
Sure.
It's the parent's job to check on the kids to see how they're doing.
Of course.
Not the other way around.
Kids aren't calling. Kids aren't checking in.
No.
Well, some kids.
They shouldn't have to. You're the parent. The parent teaches the child, not the other way around. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So that's what's happening. That just makes him a piece of shit anyway. If you ain't checking on your daughter, you got 2 kids, bro, and they grown.
2 beautiful daughters.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, yo, what's going on? Where you at? You safe? You good?
Yeah.
I know with my baby girl, I want to know where she is and what's going on.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You want to make sure they're safe and they're good. But that's any parent, rich, poor, middle class, whatever. It's your job as a parent to make sure your kids are good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the bottom line, man. That's it. There is no debate with that. So
Yeah, I think Russell was trying to fight some demons.
Yeah. So whatever. All right, what's the last topic, bro?
We're going to talk about the war.
Oh God.
Yeah, between Israel and Palestine. And what I think it really is it's Israel against Hamas. The Palestinians are not that way. And I feel sorry. And I'm not too sure what Hamas's end game is in this whole situation because it's a losing fight.
Yeah.
They're not going to win. You know, I think over 75% of the Palestinian population is under the age of 15. We are talking about a poor people who have been persecuted for years. Now, I will say this much. I stand with Palestine, but I don't agree with Hamas at all.
Yeah.
What they did was egregious, and I'm not going to get into any conspiracies, but you know, and I definitely don't want to make this come off as anti-Semitic, because whenever you say something against Israel or against someone who's Jewish, the first thing they say is it's anti-Semitic, and that's furthest from the truth.
Yeah.
That is the furthest from the truth. So I want to put that out there and let people know that, you know, I do not agree with Israel because of how they persecuted these people for years. And being a Black man and in this country and knowing what persecution and oppression is like, or from the history, because personally, you and I, we haven't had the foot on our throats, so to speak. We haven't had that whip on our back, so to speak, the way our ancestors did, and the way some of our brothers do in certain areas with police brutality, because we kind of live a more privileged life. We're, you know, at a certain economic status, so we live in certain neighborhoods that are a little better in certain areas. But I understand and I empathize and sympathize with the people of Palestine.
Yeah.
But what Hamas did is egregious. It's horrible. My hearts go out to the Israelis who are suffering through this. I'm so sorry, because the people in the middle are getting caught up in this. So the state and Hamas are hurting the Israelis and the Palestinians.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Yeah.
It really is sad.
Well, again, with every war, it seems as though, you know, the people that's in the middle, that have no power, that have nothing really to do with it, are always the ones who suffer, because those are the ones that are losing lives, you know, losing family, you know, et cetera, losing, you know, potential jobs or what have you. You know, to me, those are the ones that really suffer the most out of this.
Yeah,
you know?
Sure.
And it seems like, you know, when there is a war, there's always, you know, about a power struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's two different entities that can't come together to agree. So now, if I'm the stronger side, I'm going to take advantage of the weaker guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do what I can. If we can't come together and discuss it and hash it out, then now it's time to bring in the muscle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not understanding that women and children are the ones suffering. You know, they're losing their lives, they're losing their homes and their livelihood and things of that nature. And those things are always an afterthought. You know, people always assume like the physical violence or some kind of attack is always the way to go. No, it's not. But again, it goes back to, you know, this is the second time now we've had some kind of war under the watch of Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? Second time now. Second. You know what I'm saying? That all this, to me, all this goes back to him doing what he's supposed to do to take control over the world as a whole. You know what I'm saying? If you're not respected in the leadership role that you're in, no one else is going to respect you either, dude. It's just not.
Well, I mean, that's just time.
And for me, this is how I feel. And for me, if you as the leader of the free world, you know what I'm saying? If you can't step in and bring these two different countries together and sit them down and hash out the differences, then why are you here?
Well,
that's just how I see it. That's just how I see it.
You know, and I kind of completely disagree. He is, as you say, the leader of the free world. But when I look at this country, we are the land of the free and home of the slave. We are not the leaders of the free world because we aren't truly free here.
Yeah.
And he cannot do what other leaders in the past haven't been able to do. Again, there's this saying, there's no peace in the Middle East. Joe Biden, that's not something that started on Joe Biden's watch. It's not something that started on Trump's watch, because the war in Ukraine, I mean, that's been going on for a while, and that had nothing to do with Joe Biden. And Joe Biden has nothing to do with Hamas. And Joe Biden has nothing to do with the persecution of the Palestinians by the Israelis. What Joe Biden and everyone in the world is complicit of is turning a blind eye to what has been done.
Yeah.
We have this very specific, what is it called? We have this specific hate, or the specific, oh God, it's escaping me right now, but we have a false sense of where we're gonna feel, empathy or sympathy for. We didn't feel that for the Palestinians when they were persecuted. By the Israelis, because we're a partner of Israel, where we're going to be siding with Israel every time. So we kind of turn a blind eye to what the Israelis were doing to the Palestinians.
Yeah.
So in that respect, yes, as a leader of the free world, we don't put our allies in check. We didn't put Israel in check when they were cutting off the water supplies to Palestinians at certain times for whatever reasons. We turn a blind eye to these things. So it's unfortunate. I'm praying for both sides. I don't know what is going to become of this, because again, no leader in our time has ever been able to get that area, under control or situated. There is no, trying to work that out. I don't know how it happens.
Yeah.
Well, what I think is going to happen, I think the Palestinians are going to get wiped out.
Yeah. I'm going to pray for the people that's affected the most by it, and those are the people that's put in the middle of it, that have,
for sure,
that's losing their lives and families and things like that. Those are the people
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, for sure.
Because again, they don't have any power. They don't have any kind of
none
of armed forces or what have you that's really fighting for them to help them. They don't have anything. They just by themselves. And that to me, being a middleman, that to me is the worst part. You know what I'm saying? So
true.
I'll leave it at. So all right, man. We ran through our time. That's what's up, man. That's the show for the day. Great show, man. Appreciate Jay Dizzle for being on the Hangout and everything like that. We'll be back in 2 weeks, I guess. 2 weeks.
Yeah, in studio, hopefully.
Back in the studio, hopefully. If not, we'll be on virtual again. I know we got at least one guest coming up before we shut it down for the year.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So thank you all for tuning in, watching the Hangout. Make sure you all follow your boy at Ray Anthony Live on Instagram. And what about your social media, Jay?
Miko the Amazing on TikTok.
Miko the Amazing on TikTok. All right, that's my man. All right, so we about to be out of here. Watch my 49ers. 1 o'clock today on Channel 5. There it is right there. Yeah.
We're going to handle our business in Atlanta.
All right, y'all. We out of here. It's the Hangout Podcast. Y'all have a great rest of the weekend. Great day. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Later.